I'm a farmer, short and stout. Here is my corn, and here is... None of these plants rhyme with corn. Bah. Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Zomboland Gaming. I am, in fact, indeed, indubitably, Zombo Skater. And you know what? Today I'm feeling a little bit peckish, and I'm feeling like I want to get my hands dirty and cultivate the land. And by that, I mean today we're going to cover absolutely everything to do with farming in Enshrouded. Now let's get on into it. Now, unlike other games, Enshrouded doesn't, there's no necessity to eat or drink anything inside Enshrouded. There's no survival, necessity to go get some water to stave off the thirst, or go find a juicy steak in order to get your hunger and saturation back up. Instead, what we have, let's get into our backpack here. What we have here are buffs. So the only reason for food in the game is to give you extra additives to your character to help make you stronger, faster, you'll have more endurance, all that sort of stuff, like in the case of this yucca fruit. And we're gonna get +2 health regeneration and 1 stamina recharge over the course of 25 minutes. This one bite of food is gonna last me 25 minutes. Pretty epic. So all of the food is generally like that in the game. There's also some other farming stuff in the game that is for craftable items like your clothes and things like that, but we're going to get on into that. But I just wanted to point out that these are solely for buffs. Like if we look at our character, like let me go ahead and eat a piece of this food here. You're going to notice up on my top left that now where it says rested, sheltered, warmth, comfort, now we see a little icon that's filled in on the circle there to the left. And if we go to our character, look at our, not attributes, back out of that, our status details, you're going to see right here, we've got this timer timing down, and in the top right, it shows our time and what we just ate. There is a couple different skill points to give you an additional food slot, but essentially we can eat 3 different kinds of food and have 3 different kinds of buffs going at one time. So pretty quickly right after the start of the game here, which is where we're currently at, we come walking out in awe of this amazingly beautiful environment. Oh, look at this world, that's so freaking amazing. And we come over here to the edge, and right where you see those buildings just down there, that is where the original first quest happens. It wants you to build a starter base off in that area. As we kind of move around the quest line, we're going to encounter very quickly our first pieces of food. So now I'm going to spare you the trip through the cave, but essentially you come out of the cave right here next to this little reset beacon, and you're coming down the hill. What's this? What do we have here? We have a red mushroom, some purple berries, and then a little warning about your bees. Bees, we don't need to get attacked by the bees, so you can smack it with an axe or chop the tree down or hit it with your wand. And we're gonna get ourselves some wax and some honey. So very, very quickly we encounter our first 3 foods. And if we look at our backpack, honey's gonna be a stamina recharge, purple berries will be health regeneration, and mushrooms give you extra intelligence for you, all you wizardy folk out there. So that's our first kind of encounter of food, very, very off the bat. And if we turn left here into what's called Long Keep, which is one of the first kind of little points of interest area, we can come right down, straight off, and then you're gonna see this well. Well, now at the well, you're gonna get a prompt to scoop water. So we can just come right on up and get us some water. Once again, there's no thirst or anything in this game. So we're gonna grab this water, and the water will give us extra endurance, which means we can go farther, right? And some stamina recharge. And if we turn right around over here, hi little bunny rabbit, we can see our first little food source right there for meat, a little bunny rabbit. But next to this campfire, where we conveniently have some wood that we don't need for the campfire, we can see we got some raw meat. And then we also, sometimes there'll be a grilled mushroom right here as well. Oh, right there. There's the grilled mushroom right there. And so that kind of gives us our grilled mushroom. Oh, that means we can cook food in this game, right? So what we need to do is, I have my hotbar full, but if I grab this raw meat, stick it on my hotbar, Oh, and get attacked by a dude. Hey, I'm trying to do a video, Mr. Skelly Butt. Get out of here. Not Skelly Butt. I don't know what you call those guys. I still haven't learned the name of all the enemies. But what we can do is we can come over to the campfire, and you'll see the prompt to cook. Now, the very basic campfire, which can be made in your regular inventory for just some wood logs, which, you know, conveniently you have some wood logs sitting right here. You hit E to cook. You're going to sit on down, and you're going to notice on my hotbar, there's a highlighted white piece right here. And if I hit Alt and go to the other, you can see there's nothing white on this top bar. Well, I come over here, and then it shows you, it prompts you on the screen, hold to cook. So we're going to hold our left mouse button. I'm on PC here. And as soon as you hear the sizzle right there, we release, and now we've got grilled lean meat. And we can just keep doing that for everything that's cookable in our food. And now, watch what happens if I hold it for too long. You're going to see, I'm just going to keep on holding this bad boy. Boom. Now we've got tar. So you do have to pay attention to when you want to release your food there. But look, now we have very quickly off the start, we have learned that there's many kinds of food, many kinds of liquid, and we can cook in the game. What else could there possibly be? Well, here we are at my current base on my multiplayer map with Saucism and Tweedle the Bard. And with over 100 hours into Enshrouded, I was surprised to realize just how much farming plays into learning all of the mechanics for the game, you know, with the exception of obviously combat, right? I mean, but you do have to go use combat to get some of the meat and some of the other items that you need throughout the game. But it is insane. You'll have to go to the NPCs in order to craft intermediate and final products. You need to use the NPCs to build the machines, and then the machines you're going to have to use to build intermediate and final products. And you got to cook, and you got to go explore and find every little one of these plants and crops. You got to fight off enemies in order to get some of the things that you need in order to make the seeds. I mean, it is insane how much farming, even though it's not a necessity to survive, it is a necessity to learn so many mechanics in the game. So with that, let's go on and get going on the ultimate guide to farming in Enshrouded. So after you set up your starter base, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go find every single one of these NPCs. And there are 5 in total. We've got the alchemist, we've got the carpenter, the hunter. Over here, we've got the blacksmith, and then last but definitely not least for the point of this video, we've got Emily the farmer. So I'm going to show you on the map where you can kind of roughly locate those, and here's what I want to say about this. Go find all 5 NPCs as soon as possible, and then work through their quest lines, because pretty much everything we're going to talk about here is going to be dependent on having all of these little machines placed all over the place. And you, oh god, oh look at that green smoke. And you're gonna have to have all of their questline stuff and things done so you have access to all of these various machines. So here we go. Let's look at the map. So our first NPC that we're gonna find, and it's, you know, based on the quest, it's gonna be a quest. You're gonna come across the Braylon Bridge, come through the shroud. Here's the start, Cinder Vaults. We've just come down the hill here to our starter home. You're gonna go across Braylon Bridge, and you're gonna see this Springlands fast travel spire way up in the sky. But just down below that is the ancient vault for the blacksmith. After that, I would say. Let me see, who's going to be next? The Ancient Vault of the Hunter probably wouldn't be too bad of a one. So you're going to go right past the Small Flint Mine. You can actually fast travel from the Ancient Spire and just glide on down to the Ancient Vault of the Hunter, you know, or work your way around. You can also get some flint while you're at it. So that's the Ancient Vault of the Hunter. Let me see, we've got the Carpenter is way down here, which you can kind of work your way around from the starter area and work your way around there, so that we've got the Ancient Vault of the Hunter, or sorry, the Carpenter. Let me see, what do we got next? What do we got next? The Farmer is just to the north, so if we're going from Springlands fast travel, working our way down around up towards the Revelwood fast travel, there's going to be the Farmer. So that's 4 of the NPCs. And then last but not least, where is Homeboy at? The Alchemist. Okay, I need to find where the Alchemist is at. Ah, here we go. So just to the west of the ancient Springlands fast travel, pretty much all the way up against the back west side of the mall is of the wall. Words are hard. Is the ancient vault of the alchemists. So once you get that, you're gonna want to go through and complete as many of the NPC quests. These are all sorts of quests. They're not just mainline quests, but you're gonna want to complete as many of the quests as possible so you can unlock all of the machines that you need. All right, now upon completing a bunch of the quests, right, you're gonna start getting things like the campfire, the cooking stove, the oven, all sorts of different stuff and things, right? And you're probably gonna have gone and found a whole bunch of the plants that we're gonna talk about here in a little bit. But I kind of want to just show you, these NPCs and kind of what they do. So we're gonna come over here to the farmer. That is a door, not the farmer. We're gonna come over here to the farmer and look at their recipes, just to kind of give you an idea just how insane this is, right? So we've got like an open club sandwich, +4 strength, +2 constitution, requires saffron and grilled wolf meat and flatbread. Well, how the heck do we make flatbread? Where the heck do we get grilled wolf meat at? A meat wrap is water, red mushrooms, raw sand digger meat. What the hell is a raw sand digger? Flour, where do we get that from? Chicken soup. I mean, it's insane. All of these damn recipes, right? Including, we can actually get beehives to make honey for us and wax instead of having to go out and find the bee's nest and trees and potentially get attacked by bees. But look at this. What is straw? Where do we get straw from? Lumps of clay. Where do we get clay from? It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. But once we've gotten all of our seedlings and the seeds that we want, we need to start creating seedlings from them so we can replant them. And in order to do that, this is going to be our very first main important machine, and that is the seedbed, which requires wood logs, metal scraps, and farm soil. Well, wood logs is easy enough. You just go out and chop trees anywhere in the world and get the wood logs. Metal scraps will show you exactly a quick, easy place that you're going to get it right here at the starter base. And then farm soil, which is also made in the farmer, and that's just dirt and bone meal. So the dirt, you can just get your pickaxe and just go dig into the ground. Anywhere that you see green grass or dirt, you can mine and get the dirt. And then the bone meal, we're going to go show you a few different ways that you're going to be able to get bones right here in the starter area. So let's go on with that. So typically, right here off the starter area, you're going to have this little mound. You can see Long Keep back in the distance there. You got this little mound. Anywhere around here, right, you can just dig into the ground and you're going to get the dirt. So that's covered. You got your red mushrooms in this starter area. But what's nice is right around the corner here, let's grab out our wand. You're typically going to find a wolf. So we'll kill this wolf and go up and loot him. And there you go. You got bones. The other way that you can get bones is if you come down to Braylon Bridge and we just land right here, you're going to see these skeletons that are laying all about. Well, if we grab our pickaxe out and go smash them, generally, boom, there you go. You can loot bones from these skeletons as well. So bones are pretty easy to get. And now the next step is if we just keep on kind of coming to the west side, you're going to need a grapple hook for this part. But if you come up to this little structure, Long Keep is just right there. Braylon Bridge is right behind us. And now you grapple up to here, grapple over this barrel. And then, of course, I've got a little bit of extra stamina and stuff so I can jump up that. But climb up this little netting iron vari stuff here. And then come up here. And now you got to be careful because there's some explodey barrels up here. But we got a wolf where we can get more bones. And then we got a dude that's arching up here. And if we loot the archer, you can see, boom, 4 metal scraps. And then, of course, generally, wherever you see the scavenger kind of people, there's going to be different stuff and things that we can loot that are going to get us metal scraps. So you want to go find any of those guys that are called scavengers. And there's multiple places all throughout the map that you're going to be able to get metal scraps from. I don't need to climb. All right, back to base with our new goods. All right, now that we have our bones, it said that we needed bone meal. So you're going to get these grinding stones, which you will be able to make, I believe, with the alchemist, right? That is not the alchemist. There we go. Alchemist, if we scroll all the way down to the bottom here, grindstone. I thought the grindstone was with this dude. Ah, here it is right here. Grinding stones. That requires flintstone and stone. Oh boy. So stone, once again, easy enough. You just kind of come out here, and anything that looks like stone you can pick up and mine, or you can just go right into your dirt here and just mine down a little ways, and look at that, we already got stone. So there's the stone for us. And now flintstone, I'm not going to travel all the way up there, as it's not really necessarily about farming, right? But there is a small flint mine just to the east of Springland's fast travel. Plenty of flintstone for you get. So we're going to grab some flintstone. We create ourselves a grinding stone at the alchemist, and then this is the interior of the grinding stone. And you can already see I have some coal powder and some other stuff being made. But what we're interested in is bone meal. So if we come in here, select that recipe, you're gonna see it requires 1 bone to make 2 bone meal. So if we toss some bones in there, looks like these 6 bones are gonna take 6 minutes. So it's a minute per bone essentially, but we already have some, so it's all good. So if you just let that set it and forget it, then that's good to go. So let's come back over here to our little farmer, and we're gonna go craft, and you're gonna come down, and what you wanna do is you need 10 farming soil, but we're gonna need some more than that for some other stuff and things that we're gonna do. So you know what, we're just gonna craft a whole bunch of this. And now seed beds, which I'm personally not gonna make because I have all of them that I need right now, but the seed beds require the wood logs, the metal scraps, the farm soil, which we've shown you how to get now, and you go ahead and craft the seed bed. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna find a suitable place. In the case of me, I have placed them outside, and it is super dark. Oh no, time to go to bed. I'll be right back after bed. Fresh and awake in the morning. So yes, once you grab your seed bed from the crafter there, you want to find some sort of location that you're going to use to set up, and this is annoying. Oh my god, we'll talk about this in a second. These mushrooms sitting here, good grief. The devs, please. So, yes, we're going to set our seed bed down, right? In the case of this, I have now put 23 seed beds down, as there are currently 23 different recipes for seeds in the game, and all I've done is I've just placed them here on my little back stoop area. And if we come into them, you're gonna see browse recipes, and you place this down by just by putting it in your hotbar. Like, actually, you know what we can do? Let's go ahead and let's just pick all of this stuff up into my inventory, pick this back up. What's nice about this game is every kind of furniture craftable you can pick back up, and you don't lose any of the resources. So now this, you can see I'm kind of just able to place this anywhere. I can rotate 90 degrees, or I can hold R and rotate it how I want, or I can use X, and that's going to snap to grids. So I'm going to rotate this bad boy around, and now I've got to find a place to place it. There we go. And now let's go ahead and stick all of our stuff back in here. Was it shift R to deposit all? Boom, there we go. So once I've placed them down where I want them to be, you're gonna see browse recipes. Now every recipe that you're gonna need in here come 2 different ways. One, either you have found and discovered the plant, and I'm going to show you roughly where you're going to be able to find all these plants, like some of the better areas to find these plants in a second. But the recipes become available as you find the various ingredients. And also, I believe once you craft this little thing right here, like we pick this up, the Almanac of Plants and what the heck did that say? Almanacs of Plants and Seedlings. This is the quest item for the farmer that she wants to have placed next to her. This might also open up all of the recipes. I can't remember. I had pretty much gathered all of this stuff before I got to that point. So I don't know. I haven't gone back through to see if I haven't gathered all of it. If I grab that book, if it opens up all the recipes for us. But that being said, we're going to cover all these recipes. So let's go ahead and get on into that, right? So we're just going to go through the book, or not the book, sorry, the seed bed in the order that they appear here. So shrub seedlings just require plant fiber. Plant fiber is literally found some pretty much any kind of like material that, you know, typically in games gives you plant fiber. The trees don't do it. They're going to drop twigs and resin and wood. Most of like these, like the mushrooms, aren't going to do it for you. What we're looking for is something that looks kind of like a bush. There you go. So it's kind of like just a small tree is going to give you twigs and plant fiber. There are some kind of fern-looking items in the game that will also give you plant fiber, like I believe right here. Yeah, there you go. See the little small ferny, bushy-looking things. Then also sometimes when you're gathering the berries, It will sometimes also give you plant fiber, but there you go. So that's the plant fiber for us, nice and close. And since we're on it, the very next recipe is red mushrooms, and we've already seen that red mushrooms can be found right here at the starter area. So yes, red mushrooms were my second one, and the red mushrooms are going to require bone meal and red mushrooms. Now, we've already seen how to make bone meal, so we just got to go out and kill some wolves, find some skeletons, that sort of deal to get our bone meal going on. And it's 1 bone meal, 1 red mushroom is going to give you 5 seedlings. So the return on investment is pretty great. Like the shrubs here, 1 plant fiber gives us 5 shrub seedlings, which are going to net us when we plant those 5 shrubs and let them grow up, is going to net us roughly, 5 to 15 plant fiber, I think, roughly in that area. So very good return on investment. The third one over is going to be tomato seedlings. So the tomatoes need water and tomatoes, which we've already seen using wells to get the water. And now tomatoes are going to be in a location called Harvest Homestead, where we're actually going to find a multiple different kind of our veggies. So let's look at the map. And Harvest Homestead, if I remember correctly, is somewhere over in this area, is it not? There it is right there. So if we come from the Ancient Springlands Fast Travel, which is the very first Ancient Spire, you're going to see this little homestead area off of the Ancient Spire, and we're going to go there now. So now we're looking off of the west side of the Ancient Spire, and you can see right here Harvest Homestead. If you look down there, you can kind of sort of make out the dirt that's down there and a few homes. We're just going to glide on down there, but if you don't have a glider, you can go the long way around and kind of work your way through the mountainside to get over there. But pretty much at this point, you should probably have a grapple, and if nothing else, at least a basic glider. And we're just going to go ahead and glide on down here. I have the Ghost Glider. This thing is absolutely epic and amazing. It's so far the kind of the final last tier of gliders. Yeah, well, look, we're going to drop right down on a wolf. There we go. Get wrecked, wolf. All right, so if we come over here, you're going to see, hey, we got some purple berries, but we also had purple berries at the start. And look at this, another little bee's nest. But what we're interested in is we're going to come on down to the cropland. And what am I doing? We might as well get some bones and some meat while we're at it, right? There we go. We're going to come down here to all this cropland in mud. I love how it puts it all over your boots and makes you slow. But we're going to have right here, we've got some plant fiber. But then you're going to notice, ooh, that corn looks pretty nice. So we've got some corn going on right there. And there should be some tomatoes, hopefully. But we do have corn here, so that's one of our other crops knocked off. Maybe the corn, not the corn, the tomato are in a plant bed somewhere else. I know they're around here somewhere. All right, let me find where the tomatoes are in these plant beds, and I'll show you what they look like. Ah, here we go. I overshot them. When I landed in. So, I mean, right as you land into town. So there's the spire. You've got some tomato plants sitting right here in these garden beds. And then look at this, a whole bunch of red mushrooms as well, which is kind of nice. So we've got purple berries, corn, some red tomatoes, and then some beehives as well for the honey. All over here in this area. And you can get your plant fiber from all like the kind of trodden down corn there. So, all right, so those are in hand. So let's go ahead and get on back to base. All right, so next up is strawberries, which require water, strawberries, and farm soil, which we saw the farm soil was just the dirt and the stone. And there we go. So we got the strawberries. Now, the strawberries we're going to find up in the Revelwood Spire area. So if we kind of come up here, look at our map. So we're at home. There's the Ancient Springlands Fast Travel. And if we keep on working our way up north, we're going to find our next spire, which is the Ancient Spire for Revelwood Fast Travel. And it's pretty close to kind of the current edge of the map on the north, right next to the shroud. You can't miss it when you're going up there. It's the giant black obelisk. So let's go ahead and fast travel up there. All right, now facing off west from the Revelwood Fast Spire, you're going to see on the map, if you've kind of traveled around, there'll be this cave passage kind of at the bottom edge of this little area here. So we've got the shroud, the spire, and then right to the west of it is this kind of weirdly shaped club rock here. What we want to do is we want to kind of come and glide. You've got the Flame Shrine, the Carpenter Camp. We're going to glide just kind of to the northwest side of this, and there's going to be quite a few of the different kind of resources we're going to gather. So let's just kind of head on out here, and we're going to glide on through. This is also where you're going to get your lumps of clay. That's the orange rock that you see right there. And let's keep on gliding around. And I want to make sure I kind of land somewhere down around here. All right, so this isn't strawberries, just because it happens to be right in front of me. But you're going to notice these little plants right here, right, that look like ferns. These ones right here. Well, you'll notice these smaller ones that you can actually, like, let me grab out my bow so you can see. See the little brown, and this one has no brown. So the brown ones are going to be the forest beets. And then hopefully, the strawberries, there's really not a spot where they like are in a farm cropland area. You're just going to kind of see them sporadically around. But hopefully we shall see one here in a second. If not, there are a few other items like these right here. These bluey glowy mushrooms, the Azure Rasula. We're going to find those right here in this cave, which is kind of nice. So that's another one crossed off the list. Hey, what's going on, wild boar? Get wrecked, fool. All right, let me go find some strawberries around here, and I know there's one or two other plants that should be close by as well. All right, okay, here's one of them. The blue flower that you're going to see all around the Revelwood Spire area. There's not really a specific location, but it's kind of all over the place. This is going to be flax. Now, flax isn't used as a food source. It's used for making lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of linen and fabric and padding, which you're going to need for your later on armor needs. So this is a super, super duper important one. You're going to need lots and lots and lots of flax. All right, I'm still on the hunt for the strawberries, which are somewhere around here. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Flower number 2. This is the chamomile, I believe. Yes, so the white flower is chamomile. Once again, we're still in this same area right here, right next to this cave. Well, wouldn't you know it? So I ended up fast traveling back to the Revelwood Spire. So now we're just here on the east side of where we just found all the other plants, right directly at the bottom of the spire. And there we go. We've got our strawberry plant right there. Oh, those look delicious. So boom, strawberries, nailed it. All right, let's get back to the base and see what's next on our list. All right, so after strawberries, we have the beets, which we already found, and that just requires farm soil and beet. And you're going to notice most of these recipes only require one of the crop, which is nice, which means you only have to find one of every kind of vegetable and fruit and all that stuff in order to get 5 seedlings, which is then going to get you 5 of the crop, which then you can turn into 5 seedlings, which will get you, 25 seedlings, but you know, it just keeps compounding, right? So that's the forest beets. We already saw that in Revelwood. The berry bushes, that's just the purple berries. They are everywhere around the starting area. And all these requires farm soil, purple berries, and water. Next up on the list is the flax, which we saw right down there next to the Revelwood Spire, and that's just water. This requires 2 water, however, but it's going to get you 10 seeds instead of just 5, so that's really good because you need a butt ton of the flax. After that, we've got bell peppers. As you can see, I don't even use bell peppers that much, but I have a lot of bell pepper seedlings. So this is going to be fossilized bone dust, bell peppers, and water. Now, I'll show you how to make the fossilized bone dust, and then as we're out gathering the bell peppers themselves, I'll show you where to get the fossilized bones. So if we come on in here, back to our grinding stone, you're going to see we've already got a whole bunch being made up here. But fossilized bone dust gets you 3 of the dust for 1 fossilized bone and a grinding stone. So let's go ahead and do that part first, as it's the easiest. This is one of the kind of later game items. If you come all the way over to, yes, right here, to the Nomad Highlands fast travel. So here's our starter area way down here in the south. We're going to travel southeast and come, boom, right up here to the Ancient Spire, which is just north of the Umbra Hollow. And we're going to go, boom, Nomads fast travel. We're going to fast travel here. All right, from the Nomads fast travel, you can see the very, very giant rib cage down off in the distance. And conveniently, we're also going to be heading right here to the north side of this Umbra Hollow, which is kind of weird. It shows that I haven't explored that, but I have. We're gonna come right here to the Umbra Hollow, but first we're gonna make a pit stop and just glide ourselves all the way down here. Look at these wings. Don't these things look freaking cool? You can travel so damn far with these wings. I think it's 250% distance with like 25 speed. But yes, all of these giant, like, I wonder what this creature was. This thing is massive. But if we break out our pickaxe and just start pickaxing away, boom, there you go. You see, we've already got 3 fossilized bone, which there we go. We can now go turn that into bone dust. All right, so let's head off. You know what? Are we going to come over here first? I think we want to go to Rattlebeak first. Let me see. Where is Rattlebeak? Rattlebeak is... I got to find Rattlebeak. Oh. Oh, there's Rattlebeak. Literally just to the west of where we are. So this little settlement right down here is where we want to head off to. And you're going to have a bunch of VUCAs down here that you have to contend with, but they're not too bad. But if we come on into Rattlebeak, we should be able to find some farmland right here. You go. We're going to find a bunch of stuff here. This is going to be our sage leaves. The purple one. There's also another purple plant that we're going to find later that looks very similar. You got to be careful about that. But we also have some bell peppers right here. So we got bell peppers and sage leaves. And look at all of these crops just ripe for the taking. It's so amazing. And then, of course, obviously all of these kind of decimated ones that we can tear out are going to give us plant fiber, which is very nice. And we can just run around here in relative safety and grab all of these stuff and things that we want. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. And you got plants over here that we can chop down for some twigs. All right, so those are a few more of our cropages. So let's get on back to the base. All right, so that was bell peppers. Now we know how to make the fossilized bone dust. We got the bell peppers. We got the water. Now we're going to move on to wheat. So wheat requires wheat grains. Now you get wheat grains after you harvest wheat. You can also find wheat grains in various chests all throughout the place. So it's pretty easy to go ahead and get the stuff you need to start farming this up. But we need, once again, fossilized bone dust and water. But let's go figure out where we can find wheat grains. So now if we look at our map, go back up to the Ancient Spire Nomad Highlands. And I believe we need to head south. Yes, we're going to head south from the Nomad Highlands fast travel. And then you've got the Kindle Waste fast travel here. So either way, you can either go west from Kindle Waste or you can go south from the Nomad Highlands fast travel. And we're going to be heading for the Bounty Barn. So it's going to be difficult to see it way off in the distance. But essentially, we're right over. See where those white kind of building looks over there? We want to travel up and over this little rock here in order to get to the other side. So we're just going to go ahead and take a crazy glide. And, you know, at the start, if you're over here at a lower level and you don't have the improved gliders, this may be a little bit difficult to get to, but you can use your pick and whatnot. Also, you got like a little farm down there as well that might have some goodies. But we're just going to kind of continue to travel this direction and get on over there. Hi, little bunny rabbit looking chicken things. I don't even know what to call you. But if we just follow the path that I'm taking, it shouldn't be too difficult to get over there. I mean, as you're noticing, I'm not really encountering too many enemies. Oh, well, here, look at this. We can stop right here and get another crop that we haven't saw on a list. So these giant cactusy, ferny looking things are actually aloe plants. Oddly enough, you have to chop these ones down with an axe, and then you can kind of see, yes, right here. Let's break out our crossbow so I can zoom in. There's your aloe. So you're going to go ahead and just grab that on up, and it spreads out all over the dang place, which is annoying. But there you go. That's aloe, so that's knocked off of our list. And then following just off of that, look at this. We got sugarcane. So sugarcane, one of the... Hello? Am I getting... Hello? 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 What's making squishy noises? What the heck is making squishy noises? What the heck? All right, getting distracted. One of the better places to get sugarcane is right up here just outside of Rattlebeak. There's a couple spawns that have a whole bunch of this clumped up really close together. So when you're gathering the red bell peppers and whatnot, where did we go? Where's here it is up here. When you're gathering your bell peppers and your sage, you might as well just hook around the corner here and get the sugarcane. And then also you're gonna find the yucca plants around there as well. Not yucca plants, sorry, the aloe plants. But all right, let's keep heading on to the Bounty Barn. All right, so now here we are we need to either come down here or we can come across this little land bridge here, which you should be able to just jump on and walk right across because we want to avoid the shroud at all costs. And it does look like you can travel the road down there, but it's nice and safe to come over the hillock here and kind of head right down. Oh my God, if I can get to the top of the hillock, let's glide to get there a little faster. Oh, we're going to have another one of our plants right at the top of the hillock here. And this is the rubos. Words are hard right there. You see it on the screen. Rubos. It's a tea leaf. It's tea. It's tea. It's ruru tea. So right here on top of the hillock, coming south from the spire, we now have a tea. And then if we just glide on down, you can see the bounty barn is right here. And the cropland is right below us. And hopefully, harvest. That should have given us some straw and wheat grains. Oh, God, and the tigers. Hello, Mr. Tiger. Oh, it's not safe. Oh, and there's spiders. Oh, God, out. These guys hit so hard. As you notice, they're level 20s, so they are much tougher enemies in this area. Plus, I think you need to have level 3 on your flame altar. I highly recommend boosting your flame altar as fast as possible. But here we go. We have our wheat, and of course we got another cat boy in the background. Oh, and another spider. All right, so there we go. We got our wheat, and then if we come back around the corner, we're gonna find more cropages. We've got some more, looks like bell peppers and sage just around the back here. So it's another place for us to get both of those items as well. All right, now back to base. All right, so here we've seen that we get the wheat grains. And then next to that is our corn, which we already saw over at the Harvest Homestead and the Springlands Fast Travel. We just saw where we can get aloe over there near to the Nomad Highlands. And saffron. All right, so saffron is going to... Well, actually, you know what we need to do? Right here. Aloe seedlings. We got some things we need to talk about here. Sand, aloe, nitrate, and water. Oh, boy. Okay, some things we haven't seen yet. So sand... we're going to need to go find. Nitrate we can make. So if we come inside, once you level up the alchemist, eventually you're going to make these two machines. You've got the alchemy station, which is going to make the alchemical base, which requires shroud liquid, mycelium, and shroud spores, which we'll talk about here in a second. And then you're going to come into the laboratory, and we're going to browse recipes and go to nitrate. And that's going to require sand, salt, wood acid, and alchemical base. So I just showed you where you can make the alchemical base. We got to go find those ingredients. But then salt, we need to go find salt now. Wood acid, how the hell do I make wood acid? Oh boy. Okay, wood acid is the easier one. If we come over here, I believe to the charcoal kiln, which you're going to make with the blacksmith. We're going to find wood acid, which is just wood logs and dirt. Okay, that's easy enough. We can do that when we've found all the things for that. Okay, all right. So now that it's daytime, you're going to find, here's your starter area, right? This is Long Keep, just to the left of us. And here's our starter area. Just right off the edge here, you're going to see this kind of little outcropping of rocks in the shroud, which is convenient because we also have to get some other stuff in the shroud. But you can see it right down here. There's a little stone staircase that kind of comes up. We're just going to go ahead and glide on down to that. Oh, let me glide on down to this. Boom, right here. So there will be some spiders and some skelly butts and some other stuff here, right? So you can get some bones from this guy. But right here on the edge, you're going to see these white crystals. And if we come up here and give them a whack, there you go. We've got our salt. And there's actually quite a bit of it here. You can dig in big time and get crap tons of salt. So that one's nailed. And then conveniently, one of those things that you're going to need for other stuff and things is any of the wood in the shroud is actually shroud wood. We don't need it for our purposes right now, just as an aside. But these little puffy mushrooms, we want to collect all of these as... Ow, you little shits. Hey, you little shits, get away from me. I'm trying to talk. But yes, all of these puffy mushrooms are going to give us the shroud liquid, which is nice and convenient. And actually, you know what? Can I just where'd those dead bugs go? Hello, the dead bugs? I don't know where they went. Anyway, okay, let's move on to a building that's right around the corner that you're going to pass when you're doing the starter stuff and things mission over here by the Braylon Bridge, which is going to be this way, right? We're going to head over towards the Braylon Bridge for the next few objects. And here we go. We got our first little victim right here. So any of the enemies within the shroud, generally when you loot them, are gonna give you the shroud spores. So that's our another ingredient nailed. And then if we kind of come across any of these little mushrooms that you see sticking out of the wall here and pickaxe these, I believe we should hopefully get some mycelium. Yeah, there you go. You can see we're starting to get mycelium. Anywhere that you see the kind of this kind of gunky weirdness right here, the blue weirdness, or these little mushrooms on the wall, you should be able to get mycelium from. So very quickly, right after the starter stuff and things area, we have already gotten all of the ingredients we pretty much need. So let me get out of the shroud and get back to base. So all right, so now we have our shroud liquid, our mycelium, and our shroud spores. That makes the alchemical base. And then we come on over here, we toss our alchemical bases in here along with the salt we just found, and then the wood acid we made in the charcoal kiln. Now the last ingredient we need is this sand, which we need both for the nitrate and also for in here with the aloe seedlings. So not aloe seedlings, sand, you're gonna travel all the way to the Kindle Waste. And now, obviously, you don't have to have the fast travel available, but it's going to make this a whole lot easier. So let's spawn in there at the Kindle Waste fast travel. Now, what we could do is we could just literally drop right on down, and the harder rock looking is going to give you sandstone, but the stuff that looks like, obviously, sand is going to give you sand when you mine it with a pickaxe. But what we're going to do is we're going to actually go off and get some of the next ingredients. And so we're going to go look for not sandstone, saffron, which I believe is right here. Yes, so just west of the Kindle Waste fast travel and just south of the Bounty Barn is this Sun Simmer Souterrain. We're going to go ahead and travel all the way over there. So I'm just going to... If you don't have a glider to get through that Enshrouded, well, you're going to have to get through the Enshrouded or take the route across south of the Bounty Barn. But I can pretty much glide all the way over there, which is super convenient. I can even look at the map as I'm going. Yep, I'm heading in roughly the right direction here. So let me go ahead and get on over there. Look at this. This is how far I just glided. That's where I just landed. Holy crap, that's a long way. All right, I gotta fight off some bird dudes before we get to that place, and then I'll meet you at the Sun Simmer area. I love this place. This is one of the cooler places. Just the way that they have designed this, where it's buried down into the ground, because obviously being down in the ground is gonna keep the temperature more moderate against the desert heat, which is pretty freaking cool. But if we hop on down into here, I think there are a few baddies that are inside some of these areas, but for the most part, we're basically right here in the Sun Simmer Souterrain, which you got a Flame Sanctum, an Elixir Well. We're just south of the Bounty Barn, west of the Kindle Waste Spire, and you're gonna find all of these little patches of ground. And so we've got saffron, which looks like this purpley pink flower, and then I believe, what are these? We've got grapple plant. And I believe, yes, we got some more grapple plant over here. So these kind of look a little bit like just regular flowers, right? Kind of like, not tulips. What kind of flowers these remind me of? I don't know what these remind me of, but grapple plants. So there we go. We got saffron and grapple plants, a little bit of plant fiber. What is that? Ooh, what is that? Oh, glass. Ooh, look, there's even glass over here. So yes, there we go. So we got our saffron and our grapple plant now. And now time. Oh, you know what? I didn't show you getting sand. Let's go ahead and get on out of this place if I can figure out how to get out of this place. And I'll show you some sand. There actually might even be some in here. Let's go up. Let's go up. And see, all of this is going to be sandstone. But this right here should be sand. Boom, there we go. Yeah, see, sand and sand. Oh, I got sand from that as well. Okay, so you can mine the top layer just like you can with the dirt. And if you dig a little bit deeper, you got sandstone. There's one other thing I want to get in this area, which, you know what, I'm just going to fast travel. Oh, we also have sulfur, which we're going to need sulfur as well. Sulfur is all over the place in the Kindle Waste area. You just got to look for the yellow sulfurish looking rocks, just like that. We're going to need that at a later date for some of the other stuff and things. Okay, I'm going to fast travel back up there real fast. Okay, what I'm going to look for now, you see right down below us, we've got these little trees that look like a V. These are not a plantable crop, but oh my goodness, are these crops amazing. Let's go ahead and fly on down here. Kaboom. So yes, these little V-looking palm tree-ish kind of plants, if we come up and we whack them on down, it's going to give us palm wood for one. So we've got some resin and some palm wood, and unfortunately, this one didn't give it to me. So let's chop another one down. We're going to get yucca fruit from some of these, hopefully. Yes, right there. Look how tiny that looks. Look at that right there. That is yucca fruit, which you see on my hotbar already. I carry this around everywhere. This gives you +2 health regen, +1 stamina recharge for 25 minutes. What an amazing fruit. It sucks that you can't plant it, but those are those trees here in the Kindle Waste Find. So yes, all right, time to get back to home. We've only got 3 more plants that we need to find. Okay, so now that we've found the sand, we built our nitrate, we got the aloe, there you go. We got some aloe seedlings that we can grow. Next in the bed is the saffron seeds. That's going to require fertilized farm soil. Now, there are some locations you can find the fertilized farm soil, but you can also unlock it at the Emily, the farmer. And if we come on down here, you can see it requires sand, fossilized bone dust, and nitrate, which we now know how to make. And for 10 sand, 2 bone dust, and 3 nitrate, you're going to get 15 of the fertilized farm soil. And we're going to talk about the difference in the farm soils here in a little bit. But there you go. That is our fertilized farm soil for go ahead and planting. And that was that one, right? Yep, that was that one. So that's saffron. Next, we got the Azure Rasula, which we found in the cave next to the Springlands area. Was it Springlands or Revelwood? It was Revelwood, wasn't it? Hold the phone. No, it was over here by the cave passage and the Revelwood fast travel area. And so that one is just going to be Shroud Liquid, which we now know how to find. Fossilized bone dust and the little mushrooms. They look so cool, by the way. Look at these things. They glow at night, too, which is amazing. All right, and I think we've already... Yeah, then sugarcane. Water sugarcane, farm soil. We got that. A Rulian flower. This is the next flower that we need to find, and it has been a pain in the butt for me. It should be here in the starter area. You should find them pretty much not too long after the start, but it's going to take me a hot minute to find one because for some reason on my particular map in the past couple days, can't find them anywhere. They look like this, though. When you find them, they look like this, and they're supposed to be all around the Springlands area. We'll try and locate one for you. And then we've got nettle seedlings. So this is nice. This just requires the stinging nettles. These ones are kind of a pain in the butt to find. And if we go all the way up to the Revelwood fast travel area here, right, what we want to do is you've got the Revelwood fast travel. You've got the edge of the map going into like Deathly Shroud up here by the ancient bridge. And then you've got an abandoned hunter camp just up the hill here. From the abandoned hunter camp to the west, you're going to see these 2 little rocks on a ledge. You've got the Glenwood's End. The best way to get to this is to either kind of just glide as far as you can over here and then make a staircase out of with your pickaxe, or place an altar down and make some stairs up, because you really can't find these very often, but there for sure is some up here. Or you can kind of hug around the abandoned hunter camp here, head towards Glenwood's End, get up on this ledge because this is higher, and then you can drop on down. So let me go ahead and get on up there, and I'll show you what the stinging nettles look like. Okay, on a side note, I am finding all sorts of chamomile around this little area right here. So here's Glenwood's End. I'm right here working my way down to here, and I have now found like 5 or 6 chamomile plants, which is pretty amazing. All right, onward ho. Okay, we're super close to finding the stinging nettles. They're kind of a pain in the butt. But you're going to see this purplish kind of plant. There's all throughout the Revelwood area. That is the indigo plant. You also, I believe, well, yeah, it's just kind of all throughout. I know that when you drop in from here and you kind of come down this direction, there also is going to be some indigo plants. But that is an indigo plant there, and I am still on the hunt. So the stinging nettles look suspiciously close to like what these look like. So I'm kind of trying to look around for one to kind of show you, but this is about the only area that I found them in. Not too many plants either, which is kind of like, well, once you grab one, go ahead and start farming them up. But all right, I'm going to keep hunting around until I find one. Actually, there we go. Look at that right there. That looks suspiciously close to a lot of the other plants around it, but it will give you the option to harvest just like how those ones give you plant fiber. Boom, there you go, stinging nettles, and I think, yeah, here we go, we got another one here. There may be just a few plants around here. There we go. So yes, stinging nettles. You can see the spire off in the distance there, right across this shroud. Like I said, best way is to go to Glenwood's End and then kind of work your way down to this area from right there. So that's 2 more crossed off the list. Let's get back to base. All right, so there's the stinging nettles. It just requires 1 to make 5. Great return on investment. And now we're on to sage, which we found the sage over at the, Harvest Homestead, I believe. Is that where we found sage at? Let me look at my notes here. Yeah, oh no, sorry, that was at Rattlebeak over in the Nomad Highlands. We found the sage, and that's just bone meal and water. And I think I'm lost on here. Here we go. Okay, the tea leaves, the kangaroo tea leaves, we found over in the Kindle Waste, not the Kindle Waste, the Nomad Highlands as well, I believe, or right? Yes, no. It was just over Nomad Highlands and right here when we went to the bones to get our fossilized bone dust right at Rattlebeak. We found some planted there at Rattlebeak, kind of just right off the area there. So that's nice and easy. And then we've got the grapple plants, which we found in the Sun Simmer in the Kindle Waste. That just requires sand and water, which is nice. And then indigo seedlings we just found, which just requires farm soil, the indigo and water. And these last 2, you can pretty much do as soon as you get a seed bed. All they require is farm soil, twigs, and water. One's going to make the broadleaf tree, and the other one is the exact same recipe, but it's for the evergreen tree. And I believe we have some broadleaf trees growing right here, and these are the evergreen trees right here. So you can just plant those willy-nilly all over the place, and that's going to get you your resin and your wood. So that is every single seed bed made. Whew! So now that we've got all of our seeds growing, what are we going to do with them, right? Now we need to plant them. Now you can pretty much plant a seedling on like you see me have here, because I haven't spent the time to turn this into either farm soil or fertilized soil. They will plant on regular old dirt. However, the time it takes for these to mature is a lot slower than normal. As you can see, I've got some shrubs just down here in the dirt, just kind of lining my area here. I'm still building this area up. Which, by the way, I love my house. My house is great. I still have so much work to do on the house. This right here, by the way, these mushrooms, we had a little glitch the other day that crashed the game, and my cropland used to go just to right here, and this was actually off in the ground, and I had plants surrounding the area, kind of like the shrubs, and for some reason, they just keep popping up every single time we log in, and I can break these foundations and pick all these mushrooms up, but they just come back. So you know what, I'm just dealing with it, just leaving it. But as you can see, I've got all the various crops planted all around in little 7x7 areas. You can do this however you want. I just like this for the aesthetics. I've just got a 7x7 plot of dirt in the ground there, which allows me to basically put, if I use the X method of planting a crop, which you just, you put the seedling in your, like, let's go ahead and grab some of this flax out, and I'll show you kind of how you can plant it. And then I'll show you the difference between the 3 soil types. So there we go. So you can kind of see, I just got the stone foundation. I dug one down in the stone foundation. And then if we grab out our build tool here, hit Alt, you can come all the way down to terrain and then scroll over to number 6, which is the box of soil. And as long as you have like dirt in your hand, like you can see right there, that's about the size that it's going to give you. And I just planted that. What the heck did I just do? Did I just delete something I shouldn't have? I hope I didn't. Hello? Hello? Why are you not deleted? Houston, we have a problem. Houston, can you thank you. Good grief. But yeah, so I just planted it right down here. You can kind of see it fits nicely in the 7x7 area. Oh, that was kind of a mess. But yeah, so once we've done that, we need to go find flax seedlings, which I don't remember where they are, to be perfectly honest. There we go, flax seedlings. So we're going to grab the flax seedlings out, and we're going to grab them and come over to our cropland, and then you've got the option to either take off the snapping, which means you can plant them anywhere, or I like to put snapping on, and I go to the very top corner, and then just wait. See how it's red right now, which means I can't plant it because it doesn't have space. And then I just do that, and then boom, look at that. Now I can plant 4 on either side, which means in this particular 7x7 area, I can get 16 crops. Now, some of them, like the aloe plants that we have over there, they're a little bit big, and it won't let you plant them so close to each other. Let me see. Do we have a better example? Like the sugarcane here. It requires me to put 2 spaces in between each one of these, so I can only fit 9 plants there. But you know what? That's perfectly, absolutely fine. So there we go. So that's how I'm planting all my cropland. So, all right, I'm going to go grab some dirt, some farm soil, and some fertilized soil, and then we're going to discuss the rate of speed for each one of these crops. All right, so here we go. We've got some dirt, which actually looks oddly enough like stone. We've got some farm soil, and we got some fertilized farm soil. So now if we just go ahead and plant 1 on each one, I'm just going to let the time run until we see one of them grow up. And so right now, we are at 120.22. Okay, let's see how long it takes for these to grow. Time lapse ensue. Holy crap, I've never been so excited for a damn plant to finally grow up. Oh, so future me is probably gonna edit this so you see these two in a time lapse, and this one I just cut it to the end, because that just took 51 minutes. 51 minutes for it to grow up on the regular old dirt. I have a feeling there's some random number generation in the things here. You probably saw me at about the 32-minute mark. Well, probably not, because I'm probably going to cut the stupid thing. But this one on the fertilized farm soil took about 8 minutes roughly for it to fully mature. It was about the 4 to 5 minute mark when I saw the blue flowers start to bud. The farm soil, it took about 16 minutes for it to grow up. So I was thinking, okay, we got 4 times speed on the fertilized farm soil, 2 times farm speed on the farm soil. So I figured this would be 32 freaking minutes. No, it was 51 minutes. I mean, hell, 48 minutes would mean that the fertilized farm soil is 6 times the speed and the farm soil is 3 times the speed. But at 51 minutes, that's approaching 3.5 and 7 times on the speed. Needless to say, if you're going to go out and do a crap ton of, you know what, let's go make it daytime real fast. Let me go make it daytime. So, yeah. So, it's expensive, obviously, because you need the nitrate for the fertilized farm soil. But the nice thing about this stuff is that you can spread it out. So once you place one down, like let's just come right down over here. Let's break out our tool. Boom. And we are on the fertilized farm soil. Actually, I don't want to use that. Let's go ahead and just go with the farm soil. So let's just place a couple bits down like this. Let's just do a thing of 9. Boom, 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 like that, right? And then if we get our rake out, we can use R and scroll down to like give ourselves a downward facing thing. You can spread it out. So see how I'm spreading that farm soil out? So it doesn't take much at all to be able to cover a pretty good size area in the different kinds of soil. I mean, look at that. We placed 9 pieces down, and look at that area that we're now covering. It looks hideous. Yes, it does. Yes, it does look hideous. But you can spread it around, so that way you can make it last a long time. But good Lord. So, as we were just seeing, this took 51 minutes. This took 16. This took 8. It behooves you to go up to the fertilized farm soil if you want to get a bunch super fast. I mean, this was more than 6 times the speed of this one. So, if you're going to go out doing a whole bunch of exploring, and you're not really worried, like you're not going to be back to your base for an hour, then by all means, just use regular dirt, right? Because you're not going to be back to harvest it 6 times in the amount of this anyway. So, you know, you can use all 3 of these, but just be aware, this is approximately 6 times faster. This is approximately 3 times faster. That's crazy. And now I haven't done the science on every single one of these crops. There may be some difference, like the sugar cane and the yucca might go a little bit faster on the sand versus the dirt, but we don't know. I haven't done all that science yet. All right, woo! Wow, that was my, I'm going cuckoo, I'm going crazy. I just sat there for almost an hour for you guys. Holy crap. But there's a few things left. We are essentially, I mean, that's essentially farming complete. We've gone over all the crops. I still need to show you a location of these. They are pretty much supposed to be everywhere in the Springlands area. For some reason, I'm just not finding them anymore. I remember finding them right here in this starter area. So you should be able to find them there. If I happen to come across one, I'll show you roughly where they're at. But needless to say, they're in the Springland area. Okay, just a few last things. So the water wells. The water wells we're going to make with the carpenter. Let me run on in him. It's part of the quest line for the farmer. But once you unlock it, you're going to have the water well, which is a linen, stone, and a wooden bucket. And the wooden bucket is part of the quest line. You'll go pick it up. But then once you pick it up, you'll get the recipe for it, which is wood planks, metal sheets, and charcoal. So remember how I said you're going to learn how to use all the various machines throughout this? Here's where you really start to see it. So the metal sheets require the forge, which requires the blacksmith and his quest to get the forge. The wood planks requires the carpenter and his table saw to be able to make wooden planks, and I'll show you those in a second. But then eventually you'll get an improved water well, which is essentially just a roof over top of the actual well. See, look at that. See, it's just a roof. But this one puts out, I think, roughly 3 to 4 water. I think you can collect it like 2 times, whereas the improved water well, you can collect like 3 or 4 times, and it's 5 per. And this one requires linen, sandstone, wood bucket, and iron bars. So you're also going to need a smelter to be able to get the iron bars from the blacksmith. But here we go. So we've got the table saw back here, which you just put wood logs in, and it makes wood planks. And then you've got back here, back around here. You've got the forge, which is the first thing you really pick up from the the blacksmith, and it's just charcoal and metal scraps. And of course, the charcoal is made in the charcoal kiln, which is just wood logs and dirt. And then you've got your smelterator here, which iron bars are going to be iron ore and charcoal. In the iron ore, the best place I've found to get that so far is kind of sketchy and scary, but you got the Kindle Waste fast travel. You come just a little bit to the southwest, and you're going to find the Ridgeback Mine. Break the Shroud route, and then there's a little campfire like right back over here. I think it's right here. And there's 3 or 4 nodes right here, and then there's 1 node right by the Shroud route for iron. Whole lot of bunch of stuff and things, but then we're going to make our water well, which I've got the improved one sitting over here. And then you'll walk up to it, you'll scoop the water just like we did before. And then what's going to happen is eventually it's going to get to a point where it won't let you get any more water. Like, so that's 5. And I think we're going to be able to get 15 total out of this because I haven't used it in a little while. I think it takes a full day cycle for it to kind of re-give the water. But now you notice all it says is pick up. So what we can do is let's take these off my hotbar here. Long hold E to pick it up. And then if we place it right back down, we can scoop up water again. And I believe it's only going to let you go through 1 set of 5. Yeah, see, there you go. And then you can just pick it back up again and place it right back down. And I want to rotate it. Boom, there we go. And then, so we can get infinite water that way. So that's how we're going to get water. Oh, boy. So really, after that point, right, we got all of our farming going. We got all of the crops. We got everything we need to make the seedlings, to plant the crops. Now, what do we do with the crops, right? I mean, look at this. I have a chest completely full of crop stuff and things. The wheat, by the way, when you harvest the wheat will give you both wheat grains and straw. And we'll see what we can do with that in a second. But let's go on into the farmer. We've got our cooking pot, a little fireplace here, so we can cook mostly meat in here, but also we can roast the both of the mushrooms, the purple and the blue and the red. We can also roast the corn. And then if we turn around to the oven, we're going to be able to make flatbread, which is salt, water, and flour. And the flour is made over at the grinding stone right here. So if we pop into here, you can see we've got flour out of 2 wheat grain. And then all of these, I mean, if you look at this flatbread, it doesn't say what we get from that. And I don't believe I have any made currently. Yeah, I don't have any made currently. But then we can come over here and we can start looking through her recipes like we did earlier. And you're going to see saffron flatbread, grilled wolf meat. That's 4 strength, 2 constitution. I mean, it's insane. As well as like boiled eggs, which you find eggs off of some of the enemies in the Shroud. The healing one, look at this. +6 health regen, +3 stam regen for 45 minutes. And it's just honey, strawberry, purple berries, and yucca fruit. So we can grow 3 of these and just have to go out and get the yucca fruit. It's incredible. It's insane. And then if we come on in to my little chest here, I've got some of the other stuff and things. Like you can see the eggs that I've grabbed. And each one of these is going to do something different. You notice if we go to our meat section here, we've got our grilled meats. Regular grilled game, which is just going to be like the sheep and stuff you see everywhere. It's going to be +3 to constitution. And then we got grilled lean meat, which is going to be from like, I think the rabbits and whatnot. That's +1 constitution. Wolf meat gives 2 constitution. So there's a leveling to each one. So you obviously want to get the best possible of each one of those. But so that's the food stuff and things. But then if we come over to the grinding stone, we already saw that we get flour from there. And if we come on in to here, we've got both a spinning wheel, and then the first one of these is called a hand wheel. This is where the flax comes into play. So the hand wheel is 2 flax to make 1 linen, whereas the spinning wheel is 1 flax to make 1 linen. It's like the upgraded version. Because then you take that, you put it over here into the loom, and it takes 5 linen to make fabric. And then you come over to this lady right here, and you're going to come down to padding, and padding requires 3 fabric and also 3 linen. Oh, God. So, see, the flax is going to be a necessary need, because when you get down into the armor, like, say, the Deerstalker armor, see, you need 2 padding for the helmet, 2 padding for the chest plate, 3 padding for the arms. I mean, you can start to see how much flax you're going to need, which is crazy. And then I believe, like, in carpets, yeah, you see you have straw and some of the carpets and some of the building blocks here. Like, I think if we go to, like, the mycelium, right? So you need the mycelium that we needed for making the nitrate, or not the nitrate, the alchemical base. So you start to see how all of this kind of spiders in together. Straw roof, plant fiber roof. You can start to see where growing all this stuff in crops means you don't have to go gather a whole bunch of it up in order to be able to then make building materials. The tarred straw block, if we overcook food, we get tar blocks and the straw from the wheat. So it's pretty crazy. It definitely kind of, you know, starts to spider web out, you know, as you grab more and more of the recipes. Like the antiseptic requires aloe. And then if we come over to the laboratory, I think we have like spice, which requires saffron, chamomile, the kangaroo, and then desert flowers. We didn't talk about desert flowers. You can't grow them, but they are obviously off in the desert, and they just look like flowers in the desert. But then, I mean, it's just crazy, right? It just spider webs out. So if farming plays a super important part into this game, even though you don't have to have it as a necessity to survive. It's just all about the buffs. It's all about giving you that little edge as you're off fighting the big bosses. And I think that's absolutely epic. It's such a great mechanic, and I'm so excited to see what they bring in the next big update. I mean, right now, if we look at the map, that whole area is locked. This whole area is still locked behind those mountains. So, I mean, there's a ridiculous amount of the map left to still explore. I mean, you can still see I have a bunch of black spots and shroud areas that I haven't gone to. But for the most part, I've explored the vast majority of the currently open map. So, yeah. So I hope that is really helpful to everyone. Like I said, farming is super important, and it's just fun to do anyway, with the exception of waiting 51 minutes for this freaking flax to grow up. Fertilized farm soil is where it's at. But yeah, that is it. That is my ultimate guide to farming in Enshrouded. I hope you guys all learned something, or at least got a little bit of extra information on where stuff and things may be and how to then unlock the recipes, because that's key in this game. Just going exploring and finding a new item unlocks so many new recipes in this game. That is the way to do it. There's no tech tree to unlock recipes. You just have to go find the stuff and thing. So on that note, thanks for sticking around to the very end. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you got some information out of this, and I'll see you guys in the next episode of Enshrouded, which I don't know what we're gonna do in the next episode, but we'll figure that out. That is neither here nor there. I am going cuckoo crazy, as you can tell. But thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, share with all the plants that are around us, and I shall see you guys in the next episode. Ta-ta for now. Bye-bye.